Okay, before getting married, actually, you should think about finance, if you are stable, if somebody loves you. Another thing I know is all health status, because you can't get married to a person you don't know the health. Also, don't forget about the background, where he or she comes from. Yeah, he or she is honest to you. Uh, yeah.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. This is Relationship Wednesday, right here on KTN Laughing Style. And right about now, we have moved on to our next segment, Keeping It Real. Yes. Yeah, and this is the time you use the hashtag KTN Laughing Style. Let us know whatever relationship questions you may have. Our main topic today was the things that I should know before I say I do. But during this segment, we answer all relationship questions. So right now, we've been joined by Honorable Daniel Maanzo. He is the MP of Makueni. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have Jamal Gaddafi. He is one of us. He is a host. Do you want to give a list of the shows that he hosts?
If I start,
you will never finish.
finish.
But I have to say my most favorite is Mzuka Bomba.
Mzuka Bomba.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
There's another one called Jarida now.
Jarida?
Yeah, it focuses with arts. All of the arts. From drawing, dancing, all the arts, you know.
Okay.
In fact, I should invite you next time.
Oh,
yeah,
please do.
We are ready again.
Lakini Kiswahili sijui utatufunza kwanza tuende
okay.
classes kwanza.
No problem. Utaka chapter.
Sawa.
Mimi kushika na kuunderstand, it's okay.
Kuongea, express ndio shida.
Hapo ndio shida inakujanga. That's why again. You see when my voice goes low, I'm like,
humble yourself. So welcome to the show. You're looking really lovely this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So our main topic for today was the things that we should know before we get married. And Honorable Daniel here has been married for 15 years now?
15 years, yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's a decade plus, first of all. Yeah. And also Jamal is a family person.
5 years.
5 years now. By the way, your kids are very beautiful. So I just had to put that out there, you know. So what do you think has been your experience so far? Or rather, what do you think, in your own experience, marriage is really about? Because 15 years is a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And also as a lawyer, I've got some experience because a lot of young people approach us for divorce.
Right.
A lot of divorces happen within 2 years. When you have your first baby, and then things don't seem to be going the way you wanted them, and there are challenges, you know, the financial issues, relatives, you know, in-laws, and someone wants out of it. So first and foremost is to ask them to try to make it work. Because, you know, marriage is a sacred thing. And in my own experience, 15 years has been very, very successful. And every day we are new friends. Every day. You make a friend a day. Every day in the morning when you wake up, be friends. First and foremost, you need a friend. When someone is your friend, they are not going to turn against you and assault you. You're not going to do nasty things to each other. And then you must have common goals. There are things you are working on. And most important for a man, you must work for your family. You must be a provider. Nowadays, a lot of young people, if they lose a job, they don't want to look for another one. They get discouraged in life after a little quarrel. You want out, you know, stability, stickability, focus. So you know, you have to make sure that you have a common purpose and you want to live it. And as a man, if you are being provided for, then you are in trouble. No man should know. Wait. No man should know. No, let me finish on this one. I know you are. I know you are working at Ben 10s are in trouble.
They're in town.
They're in town and they're in trouble. But you know, for my wife has a good job and she's been working for many years.
Yeah.
From the days we dated up to today, I've never seen her payslip. And I encourage a lot of men never to ask their wives or their girlfriends money, or at the end of the month you have to bring all that you've earned to the table. That's the work of the man. If a man provides for a family and takes care of a family, you are likely to have a very smooth marriage.
This is the Kenya we want.
This is the Kenya we want.
This is the Kenya we want.
Because we don't have it.
No, so somebody should not even ask.
Never.
So should the woman then ask the man?
Well, it's upon the man to provide.
Okay.
You must have a monthly budget. You must have a daily budget.
Okay.
It's always good to know what are your expenses, what are you going to do.
Right.
The other day I did a calculation and I realized for me to run all my operations, I need $1 million shillings minimum a month, expenses only. Expenses
Use
only.
hashtag Kitchen Life and Style if you relate.
Expenses only.
Yeah.
So you must know what are my daily expenses, what are my monthly expenses, am I meeting those expenses? Then, what investments am I going to make? Because you have children, you need to invest. You need to invest in their education.
Yes.
You need to invest for the family. You need to invest for the future. One time you may not be well. You know, life has a lot of uncertainties. So you need to prepare for the future also.
Yeah.
But most important, also to trust in God. Because you see, first and foremost, marriage comes from God. It's good to trust in God. It's good to believe in God. It is good to respect God. And the other things fall in place.
Right.
Yes.
So, Jamal, have you ever seen your wife's face?
First of all, my wife is a housewife.
Ah, nice. Okay.
She doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm the man.
Okay.
So I provided the house.
Yeah.
And religion is my foundation at my house.
Right.
So I'm guided by religion. And religion inasema kwetu is the man who works
Yeah.
and brings home.
Right.
So the mother is to take care of the house and the kids. Yeah, that's my partner.
So
okay, that's really beautiful.
Your 5 years experience in marriage and
Yeah.
your 15 years experience. There's a couple right now, we were talking about premarital classes. So there's probably a couple right now who are watching, maybe they're in that phase where they're going to take that step and they've decided to be married. What advice would you give them? What would you want them to know now that you're in it?
Marriage is not honeymoon, by the way. Like,
yeah,
every day is a new day, and if you decide that unachukua mtu unamweka kwa nyumba, end of the day, there are differences which arise end of the day, and so you have to become friends. Na kuna challenges, weaknesses zake, unafaa kumchukulia na weaknesses zake, na tofauti zako pia anazichukulia. Anajua this jamaa lapendi hivi, miss naye anajua lapendi hivi. Mnazoeana, so in the long run kila mtu mnachukuana kwa kila mtu na weaknesses zake. And ni muhimu sana kujali hisia ya mwenzako. Ukijali hisia za mwenzako ndo pale kuna jokes ambazo utamtupia, some other jokes ambazo zina hurt. So yeah, so unakuwa unamjua na kwa undani. Ukijali hisia zake. Na pia nadhani mwanaume usiwe na ule you know, I can buy you this, I can don't brag. Also that type of cause you're the one who provided the house. Usikuwe bossy sana. No. I think that's what it has helped in my end.
Yeah.
Alafu, Honorable, you were saying something to do with Ben 10. That those men who nowadays, they're comfortable being provided for by the woman, which is something that's happening right now more than the generations before us. What do you think is lacking when it comes to the upbringing of these men?
First of all, you know, the upbringing of a man is very important. And, you know, we want to discourage that sort of behavior because a young man who is used to be a Ben 10, eventually will be abandoned by that woman. No woman of that type will keep you for long. Now, such a young man is so hard now to stay in his own marriage because he's used to things being done for him and he's got experiences which is not experiencing with his equal or younger woman. So most men who've been Ben 10s will find it a little difficult fitting in a normal serious marriage situation. And therefore we really need to discourage that behavior. We want to...
They also edge out.
Yes, yeah, because you'll edge out eventually, and this woman will definitely dump you because she's not going to keep you for long. She's also going to look for other men, and you have to be careful. Such women also, there's really nothing for free. So when you're being a Ben 10, you also be used in certain things, maybe to do illegal things, maybe to traffic drugs. It's not for free. There's no woman who will keep you for free. There's a certain place she's going to send you. and that's what you pay her. And because she's going to use you to do certain things and it may not be very good. So I really want to encourage young people not to follow that. And you know nowadays there are many dangers. There are diseases, there are sexually transmitted diseases, there's HIV/AIDS. So if you allow such a person to use you, they are likely to take you for an HIV test, but they will not test themselves. So you may find yourself you've ruined your life eventually. And I want to discourage young men, you know, from taking things easy. There's nothing easy in life. There's nothing easy in life. For many days, I sleep few hours because I've got to work many hours and things like that. And you must work hard for your own fulfillment.
Right.
And just as Jamal said, that's what a man is meant for. I love the Islamic religion for that. A man is a provider.
Yeah.
That's really, just to put it out there, even in Christianity, the man is supposed to
Yes,
provide.
even in Christianity, even in Christianity, the same principle.
Yeah,
Yes.
and again, it's all about security because, again, women are wired to always feel protected. Yeah, you can work and be independent and all that, but it's just in our nature to feel
protected,
yeah, to just feel
cared.
protected and cared for.
Yeah.
It's just something that women love to have, you know.
Right.
So, but then again,
And a lot of conversation.
yes. Oh, yeah,
We love talking.
So lazima pia uwe na time.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
not
not
time,
for
not
us.
part-time, yeah.
Yeah.
Sindio.
You have.
So even if you're the provider, still know that you're still
Yeah.
needed at home.
It's not like
for
you're the
sure.
provider and you're not seen at home.
Right.
Like you come home for
24/7
like 2
out,
hours
yeah,
and then
2
you're
hours.
out
No, no,
again.
no.
Yeah.
I like that emphasis.
heartbreaking.
You are still needed at home, guys.
Yeah.
Regardless
Regardless of all the things that you have
hey,
to
we
do.
still need to see you.
But you know, there is something that I wanted to understand. Definitely, we're coming from different generations, which is really good, and this forms a really good foundation for this question. What do you think is lacking in the community? Because you've mentioned things like sexually transmitted diseases, which is very rampant right
Yeah,
about
it's on the
now.
rise,
And we have the rise of young girls looking and leaning towards older men for support. I don't want to use the word sponsor, but there you go. Yeah. So, and having such relationships in our society, again, contributes a lot to the rise of HIV and AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases. What would you say, from the two different generations, what would you say is lacking in the older men, and what would you say is lacking in these younger women?
Yeah, let me go first. You know, it's first of all, it's the bringing up, and poverty has been really a challenge, and some women, you know, want to aspire. So you think this older man is going to give you platforms. He may offer you a job. He may have a big running company. Obviously, he has a family. So when you hang out there, your days are numbered. First and foremost, they may be unable to protect themselves. Such a man is likely not to protect himself. So eventually you find yourself caught up. This man, sometimes you don't see him for a month. He's been in Dubai, he's been in Mombasa, Kisumu, doing his business, he's been with his wife. And then he comes to you twice or thrice a month, and he still doesn't want to protect himself. So even if you had taken an HIV test a month ago, or 2 months ago, or 3 months ago,
It doesn't
you
count.
begin getting that insecurity and discomfort, and eventually you'll get used. You just get used, you know, you're just most probably a sexual object, and you don't have much say. So I'll want to encourage young people and young women and young men to work hard.
Yeah.
It is good to work hard, and you know, as the Swahili say, "Mganga na upo hali wali mkavu." So every time you're busy, you are going to provide for yourself, and then grow at a time. Everything cannot happen once.
True.
You know, you will first of all drive a Toyota, and then these are very good cars, and then eventually you will graduate to Mercedes or other very comfortable, expensive cars.
Yeah.
But you can't say now I want to begin with a Mercedes.
You have to start somewhere.
They hardly break down, but when they do, or when something goes wrong, it's very expensive to get fixed. So you live at your level. Some young people, like now famous young people like yourselves, you're on TV. You don't want to be seen in a matatu, so you want to hang out with this man who wants to offer you a car. Just take your time, grow. In fact, it's good to be with the people.
Yeah.
Share them up in a matatu. Grow, and one day you'll have your own car, you'll have your own house.
Yes.
All these things are achievable because although I come from a very poor background, God has helped me over the years, and I've managed to achieve many things. And you know, you must have role models. You see, there are people you must look up to. One of the biggest role models for women is the Honorable Cholet. Honorable Boss Cholet is a lady who is very focused is a role model for a lot of young women. She's very focused, she's very successful, she does it West time, and she keeps on moving on and moving on. And that's one of good role models in the country. And for men also, there are many other good role models you can look up to. Is Professor Gidu Mungai. He has been quite a role model, you know, to a lot of young lawyers. And there are many, many people in the industry, even in politics. There are people who should be able to role model you. I must say the governor of Mombasa has been quite a role model to a lot of young people because you can see his journey. The Honorable Governor of Nairobi, Songo, inspires a lot of young people. And they know you can be down there and one day you'll be up there. So you know, you have to look up to this role. And the good thing with those two governors, when they meet young people, they encourage them, they help them, they assist them, they build synergy in them, they build fire in them. And you know, you must look forward to live every day. And that now works back to your marriage and your relationship and your family, and strengthening your family, and be inspired and working on to get there. So, and again, marriage has downs, ups and downs. You must understand what your other person thinks about you. Like, for example, there are one or two things my wife doesn't like. She doesn't like idle talk or boy talk. Or she'll get offended. So I'll do boy talk with the boys. I'll not do boy talk with her, but then we'll concentrate on many other good, positive things. And it is also not easy to go into politics. A lot of people don't like that profession, and a lot of women don't like, and a lot of marriages have been broken at that point. Let me just finish on that one. So that Jama, I know, is very aspiring, and one day Jama will be there. So you know, like we had to work together on that project, because a lot of men go into politics without the support of your wife.
Right.
And therefore, it's a very expensive venture. It's a risk. To run for a member of parliament costs estimatedly 30 million shillings. It may cost less, it may cost more.
Mouth drops.
So a lot of women will see, oh, 30 million? No, we better build some flats, we invest, forget these things. So immediately you differ. But for my wife, we took the risk together. And I was still able to do the flats for her as time went by. But at that particular moment, we took that risk together. One time, she traveled to the US for work when our firstborn son was 1 year and a half. And I was now left to Baba and Mama. I wasn't as busy as now. Now the latest experience, she traveled for a cruise with our friends, and the day she floated the idea, I supported it. Because if you've been around for 15 years and you really want to have a lot of men don't know, when women want to be women, girls want to be girls, let them be. Let them travel. So I supported that trip, and now I became Baba and Mama for the last 2 weeks. So I realized women do a lot of work, because when I was preparing the kids now to go to school, I spent 2 days shopping. Even for uniform, even to get uniform right is a story. You have got to go from one shop to another, and these are the challenges, and you have to young men must learn to be there for their children and to protect them and to teach them and to role model. Your parent is the first role model you have.
True, definitely. And again, Jamal, raising your kid in this same society, what would your advice be as a young man?
I think first I should deal with the first question.
Yeah.
About the sponsors.
I knew you couldn't wait.
Nowadays,
I
think the social media has really pushed the girls to go into the sponsors. Because ukiangalia Instagram, they see, there's a lot of pressure. Beach life, Santorini.
Bali.
Maracana in Morocco, sure.
Yes, Marrakesh. Everybody goes there.
Everyone is posting. So everyone wants to live that life, social media life, and it's fake life. Let me not lie. It's fake life. The reality is not in Instagram. Mtu anaingia kwenye Instagram, anapost, and then anatoka kwa bundles, anakunywa uji yake hata bila mkate. That's the life.
By the way, fact.
No, it's true.
That's the life. But I think because of social media, Instagram, first of all, Instagram, the Facebook thing, has really imekoroga this generation,
Yeah.
our generation.
Yeah.
It's not like my kina manzo, my mother's generation.
Yeah.
There was not this social media pressure. Because it's like there's competition between even friends.
Yes.
That's so true.
Then they're able to differentiate between pictures that
So
they see
it
and
end up-
unpictured.
The reality.
Yeah, it end up now. Oh, Jamal, look me up with your friend Manzu. Hook me up with Joho. Hook me up with Sonko. Straight to the point. A chick will come with a friend. Jamal sunisaidia number suni connect na umse.
Wow.
Why?
So it's becoming so normal.
It's normal. It's
Yeah.
normal in this generation, and I think it's because of the social media. Hiyo pressure ya kila unaona best yako amenunuliwa hii, amenunuliwa gari, she's not working, she's a student, and you also want.
Yeah.
And again, that idea of living in a fast-paced life, yeah? If you want
Yeah.
anything, we have the internet now. This is the internet age, actually.
Yeah.
So if I want anything, internet. If I want, so it's that one of, I want something, I need it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
you
know, at the
end
end
up
of-
you end up for a chick in Nairobi, you end
Yes.
up having 3 boyfriends. You're having the caretaker.
That's
You
the
have
first one.
the caretaker. You have the owner of the house, and then ule ana rent. So you have 3 boys.
Yule analipa rent.
Sasa ule analipa rent, kuna ule akulipa rent, kuna wale sasa wa kutoka out now kina Brown anaitwa nani?
Ngani?
Mwimbaji wa kege. Vera.
Oh, Otile Brown.
Oh, you need taking out Otile Browns, the ones you can go out with, chill, onekane. Oh, you have a very cute boyfriend. Oh my God, you have a... And then kuna ule sponsor kina Manzo na wale they don't haonekanaki.
Na wataki, by the way, hawataki
hawataki
hata
kuonekana.
kuonekana.
Hao ndo analipa rent.
Yeah.
Hata kuna ule kijana anakuja kwa nyumba ku take care. The Shamba Boys. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
You know, we are laughing, but it's true.
No, it's actually
That's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality. And again, it's not just for the young women. It's happening again even for the young guys, for the young boys. So it's that one of...
And I always-
it's a 50-50 thing. It's just not the
Yeah.
women. I came to realize that the other day.
It's not.
Because
I
we
mean,
bash
we
the women a
talked about
lot,
the Ben
but it's
10s.
that one of now the Ben 10s. Because even them, I don't know what happens. And again, he said it's in the upbringing of the child.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to understand. Having seen how the society is, how are you raising your children?
Are there principles
And
that
they're, yeah, what is that now we have to tell them so that we can avoid having this kind of society? Like, for the next 10 years, this thing should be, like, gone.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and we can't take the internet away. It's going to get better. Technology gets better with
Yes,
age.
and the
Yeah.
children now, the young ones are very high tech, you know. on the
Yeah.
internet. So first and foremost, you must instill values in children.
Yes.
You must have values, whether Islamic religion or a Christian religion. One day, I flew with a friend of mine to Mombasa, and he was with his young son. So while when the plane was leaving, the young man wanted to go and see the pilot, see how the cockpit looks like. So I asked him, so what do you want to become when you grow up? And this is a young boy, 6, 7 years. And you know, he said, God willing, I want to be a pilot.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that's a child who's been instilled values?
True.
That child already knows without God, I can't go anywhere. That is largely done by the parents. So parents must really role model their children. And then, you know, you have now the rural setup. It's a little different. It's not yet where we are in Nairobi. And there are young marriages in the rural setup and the marriages in Nairobi. You see, one of the things I'll advise young people and young couples, when you get married, your wife needs a space. If possible, have a different home. Don't use the same homestead as your mother-in-law. Where your mother-in-law is, if you can work hard and have your own land and have your own home, don't combine, don't put all these women together.
Yeah.
Let them visit each other. They'll be friends.
Ukiweka pamoja, there'll always be fights.
They'll be friends.
Yeah, and I think on his side, on my side, I think we've survived a lot because my wife is not living with my mother and my sisters, and So if
Yeah.
they
We
live
allow that
separately,
separation.
I like how
Even
we
they
got-
miss each other, you know.
Yeah, they miss each other, they
they
look
miss
for
each
each
other,
other,
they
they're
look for each
friends.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you put them in,
Yeah.
day out,
Yeah.
they have to cook, you see the same kitchen and all this. They have different
That's the
interests.
problem,
Yeah. yeah.
And you have a son.
Yeah.
You can imagine how much you love your son.
Yeah.
And
And
then
the end
another
of the
girl
day,
comes and takes over with him and takes over his life. You know there must be that respect.
Right.
I love how we've started the conversation on the in-laws, because this is one debate that's not going to
Good.
end.
Yes.
But we're going to take a short break just now. Remember to use the hashtag KTN Life and Style. Ask any relationship questions, because when we come back, we're going to give you all the responses to the same. So let's take a quick break.